Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to We Are Not Entertained. I am your reigning, defending, B-Card Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Engine, Brock Garten. And I am joined by...
the main man, Tommy Haley. Brock, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, Tommy. How about yourself?
Doing good.
All right. Good. Not a lot of news this past week in wrestling, which isn't always a bad thing.
I mean, so, yeah, no, it's never a bad thing. It's always a good thing when there's not at least one big. And there's one thing. I mean, yeah, it's okay, but if there's like multiple, it's like, good God.
You know, as long as it's not like a massive release storm. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into our review of this week's WWE Superstars, which was from October 1st, 2009, Tommy, of course, let's review what happened this past week in wrestling. All, 3 bits of news.
There's 2, but okay.
There's a third that I'll bring up.
You can bring up the third. I don't remember what the third is.
All right.
But the first one we'll get out of the book is Brian Kendrick.
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing. Brian Kendrick was, I believe, his contract expired the other day.
Yes.
The other day. So, he could compete. He let his contract expire and all that. He is gone from WWE. And where does he immediately go? He signs with AEW and gets booked with a match with Jon Moxley. At first, it's like, that's actually really cool. Hell yeah. And that match was going to be, on TV. So, he was released from his contract the day of, and then was going to wrestle on AEW television.
Yeah, it was very quick turnaround.
Very insanely quick turnaround. And then, stuff surfaces about, remarks about a certain school shooting which should not be named, 9/11, that kind of stuff that's like a no-no nowadays. A
certain thing with some no-no Germans.
That too, which it's like, well, can't have this guy wrestle on live television, so they immediately pulled him off the card. And yeah, he has been, so it's actually official that he's been fired from AEW now.
I didn't know Brian Kendrick was such a big fan of Alex Jones, but, the more you know, apparently.
Neither was I. The more you know. Dun, 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 dun.
What else happened this week, Tommy?
Oh, let's see. So, Brock, you remember Shane McMahon being, the Final Four of the Royal Rumble? Being a kind of a surprise, I would say a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I remember that happening and going, why?
So, he was never... I went through the producers list of all the matches. His name was... I don't ever think I saw his name on that list of producers even for the men's match, or let alone anywhere. And he was getting... And it was also reported that he was getting, backstage heat because of how he basically kind of booked himself into the Rumble, being the Final Four, trying to, eliminate Brock Lesnar, which is the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. But yeah, so Shane McMahon has been fired from WWE. In the report, it also said Vince McMahon had no choice but to let him go. Which is the big key word. He had no choice but to let him go. Of course, days after this, there was also reports of him, being an ego, kind of, stroking his ego a bit, booking him, kind of like I said, booking himself to be the Final Four in the Royal Rumble, all that kind of stuff. Which it's come on. You can't be doing stuff like that.
No, you can't.
But yeah, it's surprised. I was kind of caught off guard when it happened, when it said Shane McMahon fired from WWE.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
It was very interesting, if I do say so. Very interesting.
Yeah, it was.
At least you don't have to see him wrestle anymore, which is a good thing.
You know, that's
You know, it was a funny thing. I said, "Oh well, look who's going to be wrestling at WrestleMania this year." No, I guess not.
No, not so much.
Can I be honest with something? Why is it so? For some reason, I rewatched. I don't know why. I rewatched the WrestleMania match between Shane McMahon and AJ Styles.
It's a good match.
Huh?
It's
the one during WrestleMania.
Yeah,
when
it's
they
a
were
good
in a
match.
Oh my god, that match was so good. I don't know what is it. I don't know what the deal is with Shane McMahon in WrestleMania, but some of his matches are really good, and that is one of them.
That's the thing. Like, Shane's an interesting case because he's just like a weird. I don't know. It's just he's a weird wrestler. I'll just put it that way because.
I wouldn't say he's a weird wrestler.
No, it's weird because you wouldn't expect him to be so good, but he is.
Exactly, but it's just how. Another reason why is just how he has always been booked.
Yeah, he's the
he was like
son of the owner.
He's like the son of the owner. He owned WCW during the Invasion angle.
Please don't remind me of that.
Oh, let's see. The McMahon in every corner match.
Okay, can we move on from that now? Stop giving me time.
Didn't they have a street fight in one of the earlier Manias? It was between him and his dad.
Yes, and that was incredible. That was 2001.
That match was so good.
That was WrestleMania X7.
It was X7?
Yep.
Oh, let's see. What's another one? I'm not talking about a certain one that happened in Dallas. I'm not talking about that.
No, I don't blame you for that. Him versus Steve Blackman at the SummerSlam that you just rewatched.
Shane McMahon wasn't on that card.
Oh no, that was the one I sent you. That was 2000. Him versus Steve Blackman. Yeah, you watched 02. That's right.
I watched 02, which is my personal favorite of the SummerSlams.
Mine is 13.
It's respectable. I mean, 13 is a really good one.
It is. Like, you look back at... Anyway, back on topic. Is all that you have on Shane McMahon?
I mean, props to him. He kept kayfabe because remember he said he was the best in the world. He was an egomaniacal heel on SmackDown, and now he is backstage now. So, props to him.
Yeah. Some news that broke literally after the episode last week went on air. The Briscoe brothers have been named the first inductees in the 2022 Ring of Honor Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's what that was. Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I saw that the other day. I saw that. That was awesome. I saw it. I was like, that's cool.
So, with that happening, I'm pretty sure they're sticking around for the new relaunch of Ring of Honor.
More than likely, yes. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, which makes me so happy. So, but yeah.
So where are they? What are they doing right now? Are they in GCW right now?
They haven't really done anything.
I thought I saw them pop up at
They popped up at GCW
when they were at the Hammerstein.
Yeah, they've popped up at GCW, but they've been working this program on Twitter with FTR, pretty much.
Oh, I thought they had the tag titles from GCW, or was I just seeing things?
They may have. I don't know. I know that they're still the Ring of Honor tag champs. So,
okay,
but yeah, that I do believe is all the news that we have. Correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you missed something, which you can put in the notes.
Ronda Rousey has decided who she's facing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Guess what? I was right.
Well, you know what? I guess I was hoping for something good.
Charlotte Flair at... oh, yeah, we also forgot to mention. We have blood money and oil. There were actually 2 matches announced for that card, by the way.
Cool. I have stated that we are not referring to that show at all. So.
Well, I mean, Roman's gonna be.
I don't care.
Goldberg. I hope.
I don't care. I don't care.
You know what's funny? I rewatched the previous Blood Money one they did last year. It's really good. It's really good.
That's fine. Nope.
It was really good, and I'm like, why is this one of their best ones of 2021? And of course, it has to be in Saudi Arabia.
Yep, they can't do that in America, of course. Anyway, I do believe that brings us to our review for the week, does it not, Tommy?
Correct, it does.
All right, WWE Superstars from October 1st, 2009, from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. For the first two matches, the main event was taped in New York.
This was in New York?
The main event was. The first two matches were in TD Garden in Boston.
Oh, okay.
So, Raw was taped or the Raw portion, the main event, was New York. SmackDown / ECW was TD Garden in Boston. And Tommy, who welcomes us to the show this week?
Good old JR.
Along with Todd Grissom. God damn it, he's such a robot.
For some reason, I don't know why, but like when I looked away for 2 seconds when it started, and I was like, is that Jonathan Coachman for a second?
They are very similar, but I didn't get caught that badly.
I was literally like, Jonathan Coachman commentating with JR today?
No, he was not. That actually would have been more palatable, I should say.
But they sound so alike. It's not even funny how similar they sound.
Yeah, they do sound alike. So, do you want me to go over... So, here's what I'm asking. So, here's what I'm going to do for this show. Because I made a note of it. When each brand's stars come out, I'm going to give you the roster that they had at that time, okay?
Okay.
So, what is the first thing we hear music-wise, Tommy, on this show?
Yo, it's JTG and crime time.
Oh my god, you do that really well. Yo, pop a Foley and drop a Rolly. It's crime time. Shad Gaspard comes out with JTG and Eve. I do not remember why Eve's with Crime Time at this time.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Also, she's still Eve Torres at this time. So,
she is Eve Torres, and it's not Eve, Eve Torres.
Make your comments about Eve now.
Dude, I honestly don't remember.
No, I mean like how she was looking on their show.
Oh, just valet.
And then, oh fuck yes, let's go! It's Tyson Kidd, motherfuckers!
Alright, Brock, I'm gonna let you spoon over Tyson Kidd. You can have this entire part of the segment.
No, I won't, because I do want your thoughts on it, but let's go. It's Tyson Kidd, baby, and he actually did really fucking well.
No, he did really good.
He's, of course, joined by the Hart Dynasty, which at this time is Natalya, his future wife, and David Hart Smith, the son of the British Bulldog.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he literally looks just like his dad.
Yeah, he does. Also, their song...
Thicker around the foot, though.
Yeah. The Hart Dynasty song fucking rules, by the way.
Oh, no, it was good.
My one negative on the match so far already, Tyson Kidd is heel. No.
I'm like, wait a minute, is the Hart Dynasty... I'm like, wait, is the Hart Dynasty heel in this match?
Yeah, so... At this upcoming WrestleMania, which we'll get to it eventually as we go week by week here in Superstars, they eventually the match at Mania is Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon, and the Hart Dynasty is part of it. So it'll be nice. I know what happens at that Mania. It's nice to see what goes along the way here. Because if I remember right, there's a lot of the Hart Dynasty on Superstars, so we're going to see a lot of Tyson Kidd, especially after I want to say June 2010, and then he's just a staple on there in NXT. So we're going to get a lot of Tyson Kidd coming up, which I am all for.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool. That's actually cool. I like Tyson Kidd. He was really good in the ring.
Did you notice who the referee was for this match?
Who was it?
Little Nate! Charles
Little Nate.
Robinson! Little Nate is officiating this matchup. What notes did you have on the matchup, Tommy?
Dude, JR was... I mean, I look away for 2 seconds, and JR was very sus on commentary for this match. This entire match.
I have a note here saying JR is just plugging the hell out of Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that too, because I believe this was like 3 days before it. They were talking about John Cena, Randy Orton, Legacy, DX, CM Punk, Undertaker, where he could use Hell's Gate as a legal submission in the match.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, hey, well...
Remember when that was a big topic on SmackDown, where it was like...
Remember when...
What happens if...
I mean, we'll get to it, but in 2010, Edge has his spear banned, so...
That's right.
Anyway, any notes on the match before I do my stuff for it?
No, it's really good. I mean...
Alright, Shad uses power on Tyson Kidd. Shad outweighs Tyson by 100 pounds, so that makes sense. Tyson Kidd can sell, like, the best of the people in the ring, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he can sell really well. Also, I was like, Natty, can you be quiet? She's like, come on, Tyson! Come on, Tyson!
Oh, that wasn't her. That was David.
That sounded like her.
That was David. No, David has a very high-pitched voice. A very unique spot here. I hadn't seen this before, but Shad hits Snake Eyes on the outside apron of the ring to Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen that before.
No, I did not see that before either. I'm like, ooh, that's pretty neat.
I think more people should use that. It's a good looking move. Tyson gets advantage when Shad tries to kick him. So, if you know this if you played any of the 2K games, there's a move where it's an OMG moment. You can put your opponent's head right next to the ring apron, or the ring post, and you big boot it. Mm-hmm. That's what Shad tries to go for. Tyson ducks it, and Shad just boots the ring post. So Tyson just continues to work the leg the rest of the match. And Tommy, he hit my finisher around the ring post. We got the cloverleaf!
I was like, wait a minute, he's doing a cloverleaf right now.
So, when you saw that, were you thinking, how hard is Brock marking out?
I'm like, oh, Brock probably fainted from how much he marked out for that.
I was so happy. I'm like, oh, it's so good! After that happens, Tyson shoves JTG. Kerfuffle doesn't quite, no punches or anything. Commercial, we come back. Tyson is still working the leg.
But it wasn't a commercial. It was just a thing about John Cena. It was definitely not a commercial. It was just something about John. It was just a John Cena package.
They literally said, we'll be back after these messages, and then welcome back. So...
No, they showed something about John Cena.
That's what was still left in there, but remember, this was still on WG in America at the time.
That's true.
And they even said, it might have been them, or Grissom and JR said it, and they're like, oh, we're here on WG in America. I'm like, oh my god. Did you notice how many kids were in the crowd?
Where were they for this one? Boston?
Boston.
I mean, they always tape Superstars before SmackDown, correct?
Before SmackDown. SmackDown was taped after ECW. I'm trying to remember if it was before ECW or after ECW. Might have been before.
Oh I thought Cena and Orton were on Raw when they were feuding at this time.
Yeah, so Superstars was all three brands. So that's why we had two different locations for Superstars this week.
Right, but I thought they taped it. But I thought they taped Superstars before SmackDown. That's why they had... Speaking of which, they had an absolute ungodly amount of pyro to start Superstars, by the way.
It was on network television.
And I mean... an ungodly amount. Like, oh my god. Save it for the pay-per-view, people.
No, they were rolled in dough at this point. You kidding me? I couldn't find the exact figures, but I found the average of what Superstars was getting on WG in America. No, they could do whatever they wanted at that point.
Oh, okay.
They were getting like 1.5 on a Thursday.
Oh, Thursday?
On a Thursday. Back to the match here. But yeah, no, there's just a lot of kids in the crowd. You don't see that a lot now.
I mean,
especially with one show in particular that goes live on Wednesdays. That's pretty much just all guys our age or and older. Back to the match. Shad shoves Tyson out of the ring, and it was a nasty shove too, by the way. Big lariat from Shad. A USA chant breaks out because, of course, I heard that
on like evil, dastardly foreign heels from Canada.
The evil heels from Canada. Shad hits a killing back. It's 2 clotheslines and a back body drop. Meh. And then Shad out of nowhere hits a goddamn fuckbuster.
Which I was like, all right.
I was not expecting a fuckbuster. Rope break by Tyson Kidd. Some more shenanigans happen. Tyson comes off the top rope, gets caught. STO by Shad for the win. R.I.P. Shad. Yeah, finisher sucked ass.
Oh, his finisher's ass.
What'd you give the match, Tommy?
I gave it a 1.5. I'm sorry, but it's just
2.5 out of 5 for me. You ready for the SmackDown roster at this time?
Let's see. The SmackDown roster at this time?
Yep. I have it already pulled up.
Well, I can name 2, and it's CM Punk and Undertaker.
All right,
that's a match that helped well.
You ready for this roster, Tommy?
Go ahead.
Batista, CM Punk, Charlie Haas, Chris Jericho, David Hart Smith, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Edge, Eric Escobar, Eve Torres, Finlay, JTG, good old JR, Jimmy Wang Yang, John Morrison, Kane, Kung Fu Naki, Layla, Maria, Matt Hardy, Melina, Michelle McCool, Mike Knox, Natalia, R-Truth, Ranjan Singh, Rey Mysterio, Shad Gaspard, Slam Master J, The Great Khali, The Undertaker, Teddy Longplayer, Holla Holla, Todd Grissom, Tony Chimmel, and of course, Tyson Kidd. Thoughts on that roster?
All right, that was the roster.
I forgot that Eric Escobar, Kung Fu Naki, Jimmy Wang Yang, and Slam Master J were all on SmackDown at the same time as Charlie Haas.
I always forget Funaki was Kung Funaki.
At this time, oh my dude. Also, we'll see it on Superstars here shortly, but Mike Knox and Charlie Haas form a tag team. So, we have that to look forward to coming up. They're all right as a tag team. They get released shortly afterwards.
I was about to say.
We then get an Ask the Divas segment. God, I hated these growing up. We then get a Batista return package, followed by Tommy's favorite band being the official song for Hell in a Cell.
Was it really Skillet?
It was Monster by Skillet, yeah. So did you actually like the song?
I thought it was, God, what's the song from, what is it, The Animal I've Become?
3 Days Grace? No, it wasn't them.
I was like, it sounded like them.
No, it was Skillet. That was Monster. And then we're greeted by a young Sheamus.
A young Sheamus.
The only redeeming part of the match is what comes up next here. It's Josh Matthews and Matt Striker Were they the best duo commentary rise on the show?
Who was this, ECW? Who was it again? Max and
Josh Matthews.
Josh Matthews?
I don't know why. Lawler and Cole felt off. JR and Grissom have always felt off to me. I think Matthews and Stryker were the two best, or was the best commentary team on the show.
Yeah, I'd have to, on the show for this episode, I'd have to say the ECW commentary was the best.
Yeah, sweet God, it's Tyler Rex. It's a Hoss fight. I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of notes on this match because I was bored as hell.
No. The one thing I realized is that they were talking about Sheamus's finisher, which was a backbreaker at this time before it was a brogue kick.
The Irish Curse, yes. He hadn't quite upgraded to the powerbomb yet either. Not the Celtic Cross, just a straight-up powerbomb.
Straight-up powerbomb.
Yep.
But he had a backbreaker. His backbreaker was the finisher, but then he did a brogue kick as the finish and won with it.
Yep. I said Hoss fight, and then made a note, this ECW roster at this time was so cursed. The crowd was dead, and I was too, for this match.
Yeah, I mean, I was really never paying attention to this match.
You mentioned brogue kick from Sheamus. He wins it. What'd you give this match?
They called it a punt kick because this is during Randy Orton's absolute nuclear heat.
It was P-U-M-P, pump kick. Because that's what the move's officially called. No, pump. What'd you give this match?
Can I give it a negative rating?
Yeah.
A negative 0.5.
I gave it a 0.5, so... Because it wasn't botchy, it was just boring.
It was just boring. I gave it a negative because of how boring it was, that's why.
You ready for this ECW roster?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm doing this for every show, I hope you know that. Or not every superstar. I mean, I will have a note if there's like any changes to the rosters. I'll make a note of it when it happens from now on, but... the ECW roster at this time, it's not too unsimilar from the final roster that we'll see here in a bit. There are some faces some names I'm going to mention here that'll leave, and then there will be a few more that come in. So, the ECW roster as of October 1st, when this show came out, 2009, Abraham Washington, Brie Bella, Christian, Ezekiel Jackson, Goldust, Josh Matthews, Katie Lee Burchill, Matt Stryker, Nikki Bella, Paul Burchill, Sheamus, Shelton, Benjamin, The Hurricane, Tiffany, Tommy Dreamer, Tyler Rex, Vladimir Kozlov, William Regal, Yoshi Tatsu, and Tommy's favorite wrestler from this time, Zack Ryder.
Oh, no wonder why you were saying it was cursed. Oh my god.
So, the Bellas leave for Raw. Sheamus is leaving for Raw here shortly. Burchill's not around here much longer. Hurricane leaves. Dreamer leaves. Rex isn't on the final show. And we're still getting 3 more people to join the ECW roster.
Ew, that's... ugh.
We come...
have to do this show?
What?
You have to do this... You have to announce every show?
I will... If there's been any changes, I will give them. So I'll say if there's no changes, then I'll say there's been no changes.
Ugh, that's so gross.
Oh, wait till we get to this Raw roster. God damn.
Oh, God. No.
Oh, my God. I'm looking at it right now. It's not as cursed. It's just weird.
No, the ECW roster is forever cursed.
Yeah, no, I think that SmackDown roster's got to be even more.
SmackDown had a good roster. And then it's like...
Eric Escobar, Jimmy Wang Yang, Kung Fu Naki, and Slam Master Jay.
For Raw?
That was on SmackDown. Those 4. Oh. Anyway. Come back from break. There's more ads for Elimination, or for Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell, sir, it's October.
Well, not as we're recording, but...
during the episode,
I know.
starts October. Get your dates set. I know we're in February, and Chamber's basically right around the corner.
They're both cage matches, and pay-per-views.
No, one is the Devil's Playground. The other is a cage match.
Anyway, we get a lot of those, a lot of Skillet playing. We come back, and it's the Miz's old theme.
I was like, wait, where's I Came to Play? And then I realized,
comes in...
have it yet.
I want to say it comes at the end of this year or in January. Because it's coming up. It really is. Like, we're not too far from it at all. Tommy, who's the commentary team for this one?
Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler.
Michael Cole! Yeah, then we get Jamaican Kofi Kingston coming out.
You know what's funny about the Jamaican? Like, he's like, well, he's from West Africa, but he loves Jamaica so much, he's Jamaican.
No, they gave an actual reason. He was
West Africa, and then they're like, yeah, let's give him a Jamaican thing, you know?
The reason they gave was he was born in Ghana, but then he moved to Jamaica. His family moved to Jamaica, which I don't know if that's real or not, so...
I think that might actually be,
Could
legit.
Be. But, yep, so Jamaican Kofi Kingston comes out. That is a far cry from what he's doing right now. Two different people. Two
completely different gimmicks and people.
It was wow. Anyway, these two will face off with Jack Swagger in a triple threat match at Hell in a Cell. I have the whole Hell in a Cell results from that year too, by the way.
Oh, okay.
For you. This was a surprising technical wrestling match.
It actually was really good. I mean, it's Kofi and Miz, so, I mean, you're going to get a decent match.
Yeah, but I didn't expect it to be that technical, though. Like, we got actual chain wrestling.
Here's the thing about Miz, is that...
Miz at this time was really weird. Miz at this time was really weird.
Miz was in that lull between, he's heel, but he hasn't gone Hollywood yet. Right?
Yeah, there was a very strange period from, when he came back, quote-unquote, in 2009 till about, I don't know, when he won Money in the Bank, where he was tried to wrestle technical matches. After that...
wasn't this after he got split, Miz and Morrison got split up?
Yes, this has been happening for a while, yeah. So, the referee for this match is Kansas City's own John Cone. So, that was nice to see John Cone. I don't know what he's up to nowadays.
I don't know what he's up to nowadays either.
We get a cursed Kofi Kingston comeback in this matchup.
Although he was talking, the rep, what's his face was talking about, he's like, Miz, get off the ropes, get back in the ring! Get him back in the ring! Even though his entire body was in the ring and his feet were literally dangling off the ring. Not
the cursed comeback I was saying. The cursed comeback I was saying, so Kofi's comeback, he hits, the chops, and then he'll, jump up and hit a clothesline, right?
Yeah, well, The Miz was working, his left leg.
This is before he started working the leg. Kofi hits 2 shoulder tackles, shoulder blocks, and then goes for a drop kick.
Yeah.
Ugh! Oh, that was so wrong to see as a comeback for him. Now, it may not have been his comeback at the time, because he does hit a comeback at the end. But, oh, God. Kofi gets ready to hit some sort of plancha to the outside. Miz runs away. We go to commercial break. More ads for Hell in a Cell.
They were pushing Hell in a Cell this thing. And then again, it was 3 days before, so
Yeah. I mean, I have what they got, like, the buy rate. I mean, I'll give you the buy rate when we get to Hell in a Cell, but I can see why it was not looking.
Buy rate for this one. They were always, like
for Hell in a Cell.
The DX, they were promoting DX versus Legacy, which was actually a really decent tag team match.
I'll get to it at the end of the show, or at the end of when I'm done with the review. We come back and they're doing hip toss reversals. God, those look clean. These two work really well together.
They do work really well together.
And they wrestled so many times, and we'll see it a lot more here on Superstars, because they did it a lot. Miz is working Kofi's leg a lot. Miz goes for a diving, not diving, but tries to jump down on Kofi's leg while it's in the ropes. He gets kicked over the top rope. The Miz then takes advantage by working the leg again. It's a lot of leg working in this matchup, by the way.
That was the thing I realized, a lot of it. And there was a lot.
And then, oh my god, the most disgusting scuffed big boot I've ever seen in my life by The Miz happens on this next sequence here.
Ugh, he was cursed.
Oh my, it wasn't cursed, it was just brutal. Like, I'm not positive he didn't actually hit Kofi on it.
Although I'm like, did he connect on that? Or did he not connect on that?
Because
you can't really tell.
It didn't just sound like a thigh slap. Like, it sounded a little bit more than that. He only got a 2 count off of it. That was a great...
Yeah.
He only got a 2 count off it, which sucks, because that would have been a great finish for him. Kofi starts his normal comeback. He gets shut down, sends Miz into the ropes, and Miz takes the nastiest Trouble in Paradise I have seen at this time.
And it was out of nowhere, too. It was like, oh, no, Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere.
Oh, my God. Oh, ugh. Kofi wins.
Like, calm down. This is the RKO. Let's calm down.
What?
They're like, Kofi can hit this Trouble in Paradise literally out of nowhere. I'm like, guys, this isn't the RKO. Let's calm down.
No, he can hit the Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere. Kofi wins. Jack Swagger comes out, attacks Kofi and The Miz from behind. Swagger lifts up the title, throws it on Kofi. The show ends. What do you give this matchup?
It was a decent match. I'll give it a solid 2.5 out of, what are we doing, 5?
Yeah. I gave it a 2.25 out of 5. The Raw roster for this time, there were only 100 people employed by the company at this point, so keep that in mind as I list off these names. So this is Raw. This is a very 2009 Raw roster. I will just say that now. You ready?
Yes.
Alicia Fox, Beth Phoenix, Big Show, Carlito, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Masters, Cody Rhodes, Evan Bourne, Gail Kim, Hornswoggle, Jack Swagger, Jamie Noble, Jerry Lawler, Jillian Hall, John Cena, Justin Roberts, Katie Lee Burchell again, Kelly Kelly, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, Maurice, Michael Cole, Mickey James, MVP, Primo, Randy Orton, Rosa Mendez, Santino, Shawn Michaels, Ted DiBiase Jr., The Miz, and Triple H. That is a very 2009 Raw roster.
2008.
No, this is 2009.
I'm pretty sure this episode of Superstars is... Oh, wait, but okay.
The first ever Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was 2009.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Overall thoughts on the show?
It was really good.
Of
course,
go ahead.
They were pumping it, and I mean, they were pumping Hell in a Cell, and I mean pumping it.
Yeah. So, before I get into Hell in a Cell, if I saw right the next week, I think we have a tag match between the Hart Dynasty and Crime Time. Which,
Yo.
Oh, I'm so ready for that next week, by the way.
Oh, yo.
Anyway, Hell in a Cell 2009 came to us from Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. There were 12,356 people in attendance. So here is the reason why they're pushing the pay-per-view. Are you ready for this buy rate?
Yes, go ahead.
283,000 buys.
Really?
Yeah. The next year had 210,000 for that Hell in a Cell. And it would just go way down afterwards after that. Like, just terrible. I'm going to see what Breaking Point had the week before. It was up from Breaking Point the week before.
Yeah, that's so. When they were promoting the Cena Orton match at Hell in a Cell, they always talked about Breaking Point. It's like, John Cena, do you quit? He's literally handcuffed to the rope. He's like, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I looked at some of the other pay-per-views around this time. It's the high point, but Jesus Christ, if that's what they were doing for pay-per-views at this time, yikes. Are you ready for the matchups that were on this show? For Hell in a Cell, Tommy.
Go ahead.
All right. The first dark match we got came to us from Friday Night SmackDown as Matt Hardy defeated Mike Knox in 6 minutes flat. So,
oh wait, is this when Hardy had his? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was V1 up until he came back. So, the first proper match to kick off Hell in a Cell was The Undertaker taking on CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell match for the World Heavyweight Championship. That opened the show. And it was the fourth shortest match on the proper show.
Really? I thought they took that. Man, wow, okay.
No, Taker won pretty easily. Right after that was for the Intercontinental Championship as John Morrison defended against Dolph Ziggler. Morrison won with the Starship Pain in 1541.
Who's he up against?
Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, at least he sold Starship Pain on a certain person handful of years later.
Yeah, listen. The shortest match on the card's next. Now, before I say what the match was, do you dare take a guess? Or no, second shortest match on the card. Do you dare?
Give me a run? Was it the U.S. title match?
No, it was not the triple threat.
Was it a women's match?
It was a women's match.
Of course.
For the WWE Divas Championship, Mickie James defeated Alicia Fox in 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Not the shortest.
Really?
Yeah, not the shortest.
Division back then.
Not the shortest match. Not the shortest match. It was
for the women's division at this time. That's like a 60-minute match. Goddamn.
No, they had Mickey and Beth go like 15, 20 minutes one show. So trust me, that ain't nothing for them. Next match after that is a bit of a curious one in hindsight, really. Well, not really. In hindsight, it makes sense. But at the time, it was an interesting matchup. Jericho, the team of Big Show and Chris Jericho, who were the unified WWE Tag Team Champions at the time, defeated Batista and Rey Mysterio in 13 minutes, 41 seconds.
That's right. Batista and Rey Mysterio tag team.
Yeah, they were tag team champions before, and this was, I think this, if he didn't return on the Decade SmackDown celebration, which they were also plugging on this show, the Friday before, he returned here. So, the longest match by far was this next one coming up for the WWE.
Was it Legacy EX?
Nope, WWE Championship. Randy Orton defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship.
Right.
You want to take a guess how long the match went, Tommy?
It was 2009.
Yep.
Just during Randy's mega heel.
Mm-hmm.
Almost say 30 minutes.
21 minutes, 24 seconds.
Okay, wow, that was way off.
Yeah. The next match was the shortest on the show, and this was pretty much just to get over the winner. Drew McIntyre defeated R-Truth in 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
Huh, okay.
McIntyre, as we will see coming up, is being groomed to take a certain championship that was defended earlier in the show.
Oh, this is before he took the IC title. Oh, alright.
Yep, so that's what they're building up to here. Up next, the triple threat match that we saw get built in our main event of Superstars this week. Kofi Kingston defeated Jack Swagger and The Miz in 7 minutes and 53 seconds.
Really?
Yep. They didn't even get this match 8.
That match was only, less than 8 minutes?
Yep, they didn't even give it 8.
Wow, okay.
We had to let Randy and Cena get 21 minutes, pal.
This is Cena in 2009, where he did most. This is John Cena wins, lol.
But he lost.
Well, I mean, during this era
Yeah.
of WWE, Cena wins, lol.
And our main event, D-Generation X took on Legacy in a Hell in a Cell match. And in 17 minutes and 54 seconds, D-Generation X defeated Legacy, so Shawn Michaels and Triple H beat Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase.
That was a good match. I remember that match. That match was so good.
Yeah, I remember it being pretty good too. Total of 8 matches on the card, not including the dark match beforehand. I mean, it says that it was co-branded with ECW, but I don't see a single ECW match on here.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so. But yeah, that was Hell in a Cell and Superstars from October 1st, 2009. Next week, it'll be Superstars from October 8th, 2009. So yeah. Anything else you'd like to put in here, Tommy? Oh, gee, okay, somebody left the company. Oh.
What do you mean?
I just jumped ahead a week. Somebody left. Because instead of 100, we're down to 99. So something happens in the company around this time. Somebody gets fired.
Who got fired?
We'll have to find out next week.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm going to look it up right now. Hang on. Okay, well. That.
We'll leave it. Let's leave it on a cliffhanger. How about that?
Yeah, tune in next week to find out who was released in 2009. The week that we were doing this. Oh, I just found out who it is. Oh, that's kind of anticlimactic.
All right, who is it? Since it sounds so anticlimactic.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, what? That's so. Oh,
He departed.
Man. That's anticlimactic.
So that brought the company down from 100 to 99.
He got fired, or did he get let go?
No, it said he departed, so I think he just quit. So, but yeah, next week, more Superstars. There's no movements on these rosters, however, on who gets released for next week. So that's something good. I won't have to tell you those rosters again. So
at least it's so anticlimactic. It's like, yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the one that got released.
Exactly. It's not like, Bobby Lashley got released or something. It's nothing like that. So I just looked to see when the draft is. The draft in 2009 was in April. So we would be coming up on the 2010 draft then. Yeah, it's April 6th. So we'll be coming up on that in a few months. But that's something to look forward to. Because by that time, ECW's gone, but
NXT comes around.
NXT is around by this point, yeah. Oh my god, I'm looking at the card for this show. Jesus.
For next week?
No, for the draft. I'm looking at it. Oh, it's so gross. What the hell is that main event? The main event of this show was Hornswoggle versus Dolph Ziggler.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Ew.
And Hornswoggle won.
What?
Yeah. And because of that, Chris Jericho got drafted to SmackDown. Or got drafted from SmackDown to Raw.
What? Okay, that's gonna.
I'm looking at all the supplementals and Jesus Christ.
Hey, how about we do this? Let's save it for next week. How about that?
Yeah, no, we're not even gonna worry about the draft. We'll worry about that when that time comes.
Plugs.
All right. If you enjoy listening to this podcast and you watch wrestling, you're probably into really weird stuff. Check out this past week's CSP, the Sheer Shit podcast with myself and Macy Sheer, where we talked about Harambe, almost another Harambe situation happening.
Wait, what?
This time with a bear.
A bear?
Yeah, you're gonna just have to go listen to it and find out what the hell I'm talking about with that, because there's just some weird stuff that happened this past time here on CSP. Also, me and Tommy Haley do a podcast with Macy Sheer. It's called Big Time Talkers. Tommy, what do we got coming up this week?
We're going to talk about how shitty the Pro Bowl is, and
talk about how awesome the NHL All-Star Skill Challenge was.
Yeah, how awesome that was. And then, I believe yesterday, the Monday that's just going out, that Tuck Rule 30 for 30 has come out, so we can probably talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Did you forget about that?
I forgot that it came out today.
It came out, as of recording, it came out today.
Yeah. Forgot that came out. Ooh. I've had some other things preoccupying me.
Probably tomorrow morning, actually.
Yeah. What's our top 5 for this week?
Top 5 underrated, since we did overrated last week.
Top 5 underrated athletes. I need to confirm that Macy has her list somewhat done.
Probably not.
More than likely. Other than that, tell me, where can you be found on social media?
On Twitter, dude_rex14. The D and the R are capitalized, by the way.
Any other social media that you have?
Nope, that's it. I mean, I use Instagram, but I don't really.
Yeah. Tell them their Instagram anyway.
Redacted.
Redacted. I can be found on Twitter at BrockThornton99. only the B is capitalized. And on Instagram, I do believe it's the same thing. So just type in Brock Orton. There's going to be me and then the old Instagram account I had before my old phone went to a lake. So, yeah, and make sure to check out B-Card Entertainment on Twitter at BCardYT. Other than that, Tommy, I do believe that is all.
Yeah, that's it.
You and Macy still need to figure out who's going to challenge me for my title. So that might be something.
Guess we do figure that out.
That might be something you have to take care of Tuesday. Lord knows if I'm the one that has to come up with it for y'all, it's gonna be something stupid. I'll like make y'all play poker or something. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Tell me to come up with stuff on the spot. I'm gonna make you do trivia on pigs.
On what? Sorry, on what?
Pigs.
On eggs?
Pigs. P-I-G-S.
Oh, I thought it sounded like you said eggs.
Well, I mean, I could do that too. But yeah, until Wednesday.
Until Wednesday.
I've been the Engine Brock Orton.
I have been the main man, Tommy Haley.
And when it comes to this, really the only thing we can say is this last episode of Superstars, I was decently entertained.
We were somewhat entertained.
Yeah, it was a good show. I mean, I'm hoping next week's even better, but here's hoping.
Here's to hoping. Cross our fingers.
Hope to die. See ya, folks.
See ya.